All right. Without further ado, we back again. It is me, Adam Gray, here at Off the Lake, episode 3, Goddess Flow Beauty Supplies, 217 North Cedar Lake Road. And to my left is...
H.
To my right is...
Bennie D Production.
To his right is...
Your boy Lonnie.
All right, so without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it. Our guest today is Bennie D Productions. Could you let the people out there know a little bit about yourself, what you do, what you bring to the table for the town, and so on and so forth?
I am a music producer. I've been producing ever since I was 12 years old, 33 now. 21 years, now that I think about it, There's been some times, been some rough times, been some nice times. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to bring out great music and hopefully get a placement and be able to feed my family and everything will be good.
So what are some things that you have currently been involved in?
I got into production just because of the trials and tribulations that I've gone through in Chicago, staying in Chicago on the north side of Chicago. And it got me out of trouble when I was introduced to Music Generator on PlayStation 2. And then from there, I channeled all my anger into just making beats, and then I got into beat battling. Mm-hmm. So a beat battle is where producers battle head to head in a competition, and prizes could be involved, or recognition, or bragging rights, or could be big prizes to like work with the A-list artists. So that's how I got into it.
So what beat battles have you currently entered? I heard you was killing some shit out there.
I do all right, but I've been in beat battles from Chicago, also in Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, St. Louis. Shout out to Fresh Produce. And I recently just won the biggest beat battle in the world, Battle with the Beat Makers. That was in 2017.
That's what's up. So really an accomplished beat battle producer as well, but that just isn't the only array or only type of beats you do. Could you kind of explain your style?
My style is almost to the point that it's everywhere. I made a rock and roll beat just because I was bored. I make hip hop, R&B, EDM, whatever that sounds good, I'm gonna try to grasp into it and get the best out of it, especially when I'm working with an artist. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully we can make something that sounds great. So.
Who are some of your influences? Like who got you? Who do you look to like? That's your goal. That's your target. If you can be as good or better than.
I'm I got really heavily just influenced by Timbaland, also Organized Noise. I've listened to Neptunes, and I could never pronounce his name right, but he is the producer of the video game Streets of Rage. It's Koshiro, that's his last name, and he made a dope soundtrack from Streets of Rage 3, and I love that game. So put him, Timbaland, Organized Noise, Pharrell from Neptunes. You pretty much got me.
That's dope. That's the
dope
first
combination.
Yeah, that's the first I heard of his Shiro.
Yeah, Koshiro.
Koshiro, that's the first I've heard of. A producer being inspired by that. That's dope. One of the most memorable beats that you've made.
Oh, the most memorable beats. It's a beat that's called "Did You Give My Love Away." I played that in 2008 in Chicago, and everybody just lost their minds. And even when I went into Red Bull Big Tune, that was really on and popping in the States, and I got the chance to go to St. Louis. A good producer friend of mine named Jay Mack, he asked me if I was going to play that beat, and I didn't. And that's one of the things that I wanted to let producers know. Do not save your beats thinking that you're going to make it to the second round, because if you do, you're going to be kicking yourself in the butt because you will never go to the second round. Why? Because you saved your beat. Don't ever do that.
Yeah.
It's been 9 years, and I still kick myself in the butt for that.
Yeah.
So.
Damn.
So what is like your preparation for being able to get ready for a beat battle?
Well, what's the saying? If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
10.
So you constantly have to create something new, something that's better than the last beat. You have to put all of your emotions into that keyboard, to that guitar or whatever that you're playing, and compose some great material. So all you have to do when it comes time to is tweak a couple of sounds and line them up and get ready to knock people out.
So was there a producer in the beat battle that, let's say, you may have been aware of or heard of that you was kind of worried about, or like, man, I hope I don't see dude until like the last round?
In Battle of the Beatmakers in Canada, the one that I won in 2017, I was worried about Jacob. Jacob was the guy that I went against in the quarterfinals because he was the crowd favorite. Everybody loved him, including the host. I just did not want to battle him, but I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
When I picked that beat, I picked it right away in the quarterfinals.
Okay.
I did not know I was going against him until I looked up, and I looked at the DJ and said, yo, I gotta change it. She looked at me with a straight face and she just nodded her head like, nope, not gonna happen. Because they had a new rule saying, you pick your beat, you choose your beat, and whatever that you choose is final. You know, you can't change it. You can't do an audible. So it makes it fair for everybody. So it doesn't even matter about the coin toss.
For sure.
So I got lucky.
How nerve-wracking is it to like be in that situation in front of everybody?
400 people in the crowd.
Okay.
I'm a conservative, so when the beat ended, I literally walked away. I'm like, all right, y'all, thank y'all, I appreciate it. Let me go over here, mind my business.
Yo, do you find that out? But a little off topic. Do you find that about, let's say, a lot of creatives or producers that you're more of comfortable in the back of the scene and instead of the forefront?
Yeah, like a lot of, I wouldn't say, I could talk about me. Like me being a producer, I'm not necessarily an introvert, but I am a conservative, so I keep a lot of stuff to myself, or I just tell my parents about what's going on and how I feel. So when I'm in front of 400 people, it's kind of scary, but you're in the business of the music industry, so you have to, in order for you to be comfortable, you have to be in uncomfortable situations.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't do that, then there's no possibility that you're going to grow as a producer, songwriter, an artist, or anything like that in that field.
Mm-hmm. So what's the worst beat you've ever made?
I got some pretty whack beats. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of them. If I go through the list, I'm like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it.
So how many do you have to go through before you actually get that one?
It's just a feeling. When it feels good, when I'm in the house, I'm in my apartment, and I'm dancing by myself, and it just feels great, like nothing else matters, I know that that's a good beat. Mm-hmm. If I'm bobbing my head, that's cool. Okay, maybe I could put some change-ups here and there. But when I get up out my seat, or if not, almost fall out my seat just because of what I did, just listening to it, I gotta play that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you do that when you're on stage? Because one thing I notice is when you're on stage, you get the
You be
hands
moving.
and you be moving like you ain't even gotta dance, like you into it.
That's trial and error. That's definitely trial and error, because in the beginning I was not like that. Okay. Because it became repetition. Because I knew, like I said before, in order for you to feel comfortable, you have to be in uncomfortable situations. So I started to interact with people and talk to people and started networking. And I got a lot more comfortable with the surroundings that I was in, because not everybody's out to get you. Everybody wants to network and have fun and have a good time. So I said, you know what? Let me have a good time. Let me show the people what I really felt when I was in that living room when I made that beat. So it's kind of off. I know I can't dance really all that well, but at least I could airplay the piano.
Okay.
do you feel that like when they're playing the beat and you're dancing and you're getting into it, do you feel that gives you any type of, not even an advantage, but do you think that gets the crowd kind of into it? They're like, okay, you know, you feeling it, so they like, oh, you know, it kind of gets them moving too sometimes, or?
Yeah, well, most definitely, because you can't just stand there and then have them play the beat, and then you're just looking at the crowd like, okay, I think it's dope, I think it's nice. No, you got to let the crowd know that, first of all, you're the artist. When it comes to a beat battle, you are the main front attraction. You have to show the people that this is the best beat that you ever heard in your life. So doing anything, just doing a two-step or just waving your hands, just interact with the crowd and let them know, okay, this drop is about to come. Let me do the air drum rolls. Let me show you guys that whatever amount of money that you paid to see us is worth it.
Gotcha.
So is there a difference between making beats for a beat battle and then making beats for artists? Is it the same process or is it different?
Depending on the producer, with me, it's a different process, because with battle beats, I typically go with the drums first, because I wanted to have those drums to hit hard. I want it to be wide with a great punch. And now, there's certain beats that you can do the same thing, but you do not want to drown the artist. You want to create that pocket, because if you're playing beats for a showcase or if you're at a studio, you want to give that artist enough pocket for them to actually shine, because you're in the background now. The artist is the main attraction. When it comes to a producer beat battle, you are the main attraction. So all those pockets, you have to fill them. You can leave a little pocket for just that artist that's inspired to say, okay, I can see myself getting on this. You can do that, but it's a different energy.
Okay.
So when you make your beats, what I noticed against Killer Lane was your technicality. How do you get in that pocket to perfect that?
Well, you can use references, like reference tracks. Like, there's sometimes where I would say, okay, the drums is not hitting right. I don't think it's hitting the way that I want it to. So I would listen to, let's just say, Dr. Dre's Kush, and I notice how their drums hit. Or I listen to Lupe Fiasco's Food Liquor. Okay, it's like Soundtrack made the drums this way. So is it better then, or is it worse than I'm talking about my drums now? So I would compare and see if I can actually create a better sound selection of my drums and everything else, the melodies, to compare with all these great producers that I'm mentioning.
So how long of a process did it take you to get to the point to train your ear for that?
Well, certain producers are different. Like me, it took me some time, because I started with Music Generator and they didn't have that many sounds. And then at the age of, I would say 18, 19, I had a little money, and when Fruity Loops 5 was hot, I bought Fruity Loops 5. So repetition of just making beats and then sharing it with my friends to see what they think. And also I started to reference when LimeWire was hot.
Okay.
I would
Shout out LimeWire.
Don't pirate, buy albums.
Okay.
Let's just put that out there.
Shout out LimeWire again.
Computer STD.
But when I was doing that, I was downloading certain beats, and I was like, okay, the drums is this, that, and the third. Let me see if I can make my drums that way. So it took a long time for me to do it, just because I'm kind of like a perfectionist, but it took some time. But when I finally got it down pat, I would say a good between the age of 15 to 23, 24. So roughly like 8 years.
Okay. What's your favorite DAW?
My favorite DAW. I'm still exploring right now, because I love Fruity Loops, because that's what I grew up with. That's what I do now. Thanks to Soundtrack, he introduced me to Reasons 4. It's a bit technical, but it's, in my opinion, it's cleaner. You have a better selection of drums, and I'm still exploring. exploring. But for right now, I would say Fruity Loops is my go-to, just because it's user friendly, and I feel like I mastered the capabilities of what I can do.
Okay. So are in the case of loops or play? What's your opinion on either or?
What do you mean loops or plays?
So loops, like the loops, or let's say splice, and so on and so forth. Packs, using packs or play. Which would you prefer?
I would rather play. I would rather, if you're talking about it as far as like me playing the actual riff, then I would play. If I have to use a loop, I will cut it down to the point that is cut and dry, and then I will put the pieces where it needs to be, so that way it would sound completely different. Because I just think using loops and then just dragging them into the session, that's not as creative as it would if you're sitting down and you actually playing the melodies, or if you actually putting together the drums and the hi-hats, or where you see, or the drum rolls or the breaks or the downbeat, and you putting everything together in a creative way.
So in your opinion, in regards to live sessions or live instrumentation, do you think that producers have been hindered from, let's say, computer beats and that right, or is it still as good as, the musicians or producers using actual players or saxophonists or guitar players?
With live sound, you get a certain warmth into the whole sound, and it's rich. It's rich, and you can tell the difference. If you train your ear more, you can tell the difference between something that's digitally made and something that's warm.
Yeah.
When you go to these concerts and these shows, you will have more of an appreciation of live sounds, instead of just sitting in the comfort of your own home playing with digital sounds. Now, there's nothing wrong with it if you wanted to go ahead and master the capabilities of it, but try to venture out. Don't put yourself in a box.
Yeah.
Understand the digital world and understand the live instrumentational world. So,
outside of yourself, who would you say is the not top three? Who are some of your favorite producers from this area?
from this area?
Nah, fuck that. Top 3.
Damn. Fuck
All right.
that.
Put them in a box. Top
Put 'em
3.
in there.
Upset some people, Benny.
Oh, damn. All right.
And they can't all be from your squad.
All right, from this area, gotta go with soundtrack. Let me think. Put me in the box here. All right. I would say soundtrack. I would say Brother Gift. Brother Gift has his own studio on the west side of Chicago. Check out my Instagram. You can see all of that stuff too, as far as his studio and what he got going on. He got special deals. Plug.
Facts.
Let's see. Got the third and final option. I never even thought about this. That's an interesting question. That is a very interesting question. Who is the third one, other than myself?
Me. Dollar.
I don't know. You stumped me on that one. You really did stump me on that one. Because, like I said, I'm a conservative, so I just keep myself under a rock. So,
like, who, when you hear their music, you're impressed. You're like, wow.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here. I would say Tremaine, just because of the fact that Tremaine grew from the years of us getting to know one another when we were taking that 565 Grand Bus to go to work at that shitty ass job that we had.
Tremaine is definitely a dope producer. Much
I like
respect
Tremaine
to
a lot.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. He's dope. So, anything else you would like to let in any form? Excuse me, I'm tongue tied. Anything else you want to inform everybody out there, like projects you're working on?
Yeah.
I was just joking. I was joking. The coffee kicking in right now.
Okay, it's all good. Hey man, I've been running all day and all night, so
yeah.
I know the feeling. I need a Red Bull or something. Shameless plug.
I need to pay these bills. I forgot to do that.
Man, shit.
Damn. I'm sorry. The question. I'm thinking about problems right now.
They on the beach and we are in the damn lake. Here we go again.
Hey man.
You work a 9-to-5 job, man. You gotta take care of your bills, man. That's grown man mentality.
Okay.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
So what projects is you working on and what you got going on right now that everybody should know about?
I have a beat tape that's out, Battle of the Beatmakers Champion, that is on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, everything. So check it out, take a listen to it. If you would like to buy it, I would appreciate that. But even if you just like to listen to it, I appreciate you for that as well. I got that's going on, and I have an album that's coming out pretty soon called Therapy. That's really about my life and what I've been through on the north side of Chicago, and also venturing out to the west side of Chicago, living there, being homeless in a shelter. I got a lot to say, and I've held it back for so long, and I need to let everybody know that. You know, you go through a lot of stuff, but you just got to keep your head up somehow, some way. I mean, it's tough, but when you hit an album, you're gonna really get it. I will really let you know, like, everything is gonna be all right. Trust me.
So you're rapping throughout that album?
Say again?
You're rapping on that album?
Yeah, I'm rapping on the album. I got a couple of guest appearances too. One by the name of Caleb Simmons. He's a Canadian singer. We already did a song already. It's called Believe Me, and I can't wait to drop it. It's pretty hot.
What's the production you use? You doing all the production, or you got any other producers on it?
I'm doing all the production.
Okay.
I'm doing all the production right now.
How many tracks?
I'm gonna have a total of 6 tracks for Therapy. 6 tracks.
So an EP.
Yeah.
So, could you let everybody know what site they would be at? Like, is there
right now it's just Spotify, iTunes, the regular, social media outlets like Instagram. I'm very active on there. Facebook, I'm active as well. Twitter, I'm active too. So, just hit me up. Follow me. Do appreciate it.
At Bennie D Productions?
Yeah, Bennie D Productions, BENNIE, D is a Dennis, PRODUCTLN. I'm easy to find, so hit me up. If you got questions, I answer them. Just as long as I got coffee in my hand. If I don't answer right away, that means I'm driving kids. I drive a school bus. I'm keeping it real with y'all. I got to pay my bills, man.
Get to the paper. Get to the paper.
Yeah.
Indeed. So how did you enter the beat battle? Let everybody know what was the process of that beat battle and how you won.
Oh, you guys. I got a story to tell y'all. Check this out. All right, I got to sit up.
Got to sit up for this one, okay?
All right, 2017, right?
Dum, dum,
I was broke. Let's just put that into perspective right now. I did not have any money except for the little money that I had for like paying bills, whatever. But the Battle of the Beatmakers, I was a fan of it ever since 2011 when Mr. Magic won in 2011, and also Wonder Girl that won in 2012. So I followed them, I watched them, and I told my friends Tremaine and Nick, and I said I really want to be on that stage and I really want to go for it. So to fast forward, I'm at work. I think I had literally like $60 in my account, and they were charging, how much was it? It was $60 in Canadian cash, but it converted in US dollars of like $49.51 for you to send 2 beats and send the $49 or whatever. So I sent it to him. I said, you know what? Might as well. What am I doing? I'm just sitting at home making beats all day. I need to get out there more. And then I started to think, damn, I need a passport. Not a good idea. I just sent them money already, and I did not have a passport. Even if they didn't choose me, I mean, still, I need to be prepared. So, days turn into weeks. I'm literally stalking my Gmail account, wondering when they're gonna say something to me. So I'm at work. I get a ding on my phone. I'm looking down. They have the lineup of who they chose for the beat battle. So I'm scrolling down. I'm like, oh man, here we go again. Like, nobody's not choosing me. So I look down even further. I looked at my name. I said, whoa, wait a minute. My name is on here? And I look to the right of that email. It says as a reserve. So I got excited at first, and I literally, like, immediately went on Facebook and I said, yo, I'm a part of the beat battle. I can't believe it. This is great. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And I put down as a reserve, and then it's kind of odd because a lot of my friends, they told me, hey, as a reserve, I don't think you should go because you're not even a part of the beat battle. You're just going to be there, hopefully, if you can get a slot. So I listened to that and I said, you know what? I got to listen to my own thoughts and my own opinions, and I got to go. Because it makes no sense for me to sit down at the house and have that coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Facts.
I get old and I say, man, if I coulda did this, I don't want to live like that. What I want to live is, you know what? If I didn't make it, at least I tried.
For sure.
I could tell my grandkids that. I could tell my son or my daughter that. And I want them to be motivated on just trying alone. You never know. So, to talk more about the story, passport. Now, it's like literally 4 weeks until I have to actually be there. I'm talking to my friend that works at the job, and I say, I got picked as a reserve. He looked at me with a straight face and said, so when are we going? I'm like, we? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about, we? I guess, okay, if you want to go, you want to go. All right, cool. This is the plan. We got to get the hotel. We got to book the flight. This is going to be my first time flying, so I'm scared as shit. Excuse my language.
No, you cuss all you want. Fuck them.
So me and my good friend Eder, we put our money together. I had how much did I have? I had like 500 and some change. He had 500. I wound up going over his house, and then we booked the bundle, the flight, and what was that? The flight and the hotel, nights in. Pretty decent hotel too. So we wound up getting there.
Yeah, the pots and pans.
They
beat them motherfucking dishes up next door. Shit, baby.
Good God.
Somebody mad over there.
Okay. Man.
All right, so we lost my train of thought. Hold on.
Y'all got the hotel at the Nights Inn. That's a pretty nice hotel.
Okay, we got the bundle as far as the hotel and the tickets. So to speed up the process, I did get my passport, and I was so glad that I got it in time because the lady was telling me at the post office that I might need it to have it expedited, but I didn't have the money. But I don't know. God works in mysterious ways because I wound up getting that passport literally immediately. I didn't expedite it, but I was ready to go. Got to the hotel. I mean, not the hotel. I'm sorry. Got to the airport 2 hours early. I'm just trying to figure out the process. My friend already been to the airport, so we go through the process and we finally touched down in Canada. Can't believe it. I'm here. It's an opportunity, and I tried to book a what do you call a car rental, but that was oh my goodness. Let me tell you, before I got to Canada, I paid $100 for a down payment to book a car, but when I got there, all of a sudden they're talking about I needed $500 in order for me to rent the car. I said, no, you better give me my money back or else we gonna have problems. I was getting angry, I was getting heated, but my friend Etta was like, nah, Benny, relax. They got Uber up here. So we wound up taking the Uber to the hotel at Nice Inn. Nice Inn, they were really nice, they were really generous. It was a good stay. We stayed there for 3 to 4 days. So everything was great. But I'm gonna tell you about the first day. Now, the seminar. The first day was the seminar. I didn't know whether or not if I could bring a +1. I told Etta about it, and my friend Etta was like, shoot, I don't care. I'm finna get drunk anyway. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's what's up. So I wound up getting the Uber, and I gotta tell you, like, this is like the first time that I actually got an Uber. Like, I literally am under a rock, bro. I really am. So I wound up getting the Uber to the seminar. We're sitting there, like, it's a whole bunch of producers, including myself. We're sitting there talking about the ins and outs of the business, ASCAP and BMI, and like the publishing companies that you could be a part of and stuff like that. It gets more in depth with that conversation. And as this point right now, I'm still a reserve. So I'm sitting there as the people were talking on stage, and they said that, I wanted to try to get this right. They said that a couple of producers didn't make it. It was me along with another producer that raised our hands, me specifically. I told them, hey, I came to work. So I don't know about those other producers, but I came here, I'm here. So they had my name and like kind of like a bingo crate, or not a crate, but what do you call those things?
They have a number joint.
Yeah,
for sure.
So they put my name in there, they rattled it, and my name came up first from the reserve list. So
how many different reserves was in there with you?
It was a total of, if I'm not mistaken, I believe 13 reserves.
Damn.
13.
And how many
13
didn't show up?
motherfucking reserve?
I think it was like, I think between like maybe 5 to 10 producers that didn't make it.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of the reserves were actually filling the slots.
Damn.
Including myself.
Shot.
So the host, Trix, he said, well, Benny, you in it now, so, got to be prepared. And so the crazy part about it is my phone had died, so I was wondering how am I going to get back. I tried to talk to a couple of producers. I'm going to leave them nameless, because I was asking if I can get a ride back to the hotel, and I was willing to give gas and everything because I want to compensate you for your time. So they said, well, we're going to see. What I did, my smart behind, I waited outside the lobby, so that way you're not going to miss me. I'm going to get this ride back to the hotel. I'm not familiar with these surroundings, so I need to get back to the hotel. So they came out of the lobby. I said, hey, what's going on with the ride? He said, no, well, our car is full. We can't do anything for you right now. So I'm literally just stuck thinking, like, what am I going to do? So I went back into the seminar where it was like partially a bar. And I talked to the bartender, and he was, he's a good person. He let me charge my phone with the charger that he had, so that way I can call an Uber, and I wound up getting home. Getting back to the hotel with my friend, and he was drunk as hell. I was mad at him because he almost drunk all that damn Southern Comfort. He didn't save me anything. I don't care if you listening to this, bro. Anyway.
All shots on him.
Anyway, the day of the preliminaries. Nervous as hell. Them and I, we wound up walking down there to off of Dundas Street. And Dundas Street, from what I heard, was a hard street, before the gentrification. So I'm walking down, and I have my Chicago Bears hat. But it's funny because everybody was welcoming me just because of the fact that I was from Chicago. So we wound up getting to the preliminaries. It didn't really occur to me that I was in it until the host, Trix, said my name for a roll call, because he was saying everybody's names. So everybody's going, Everybody sound dope as heck. I wonder how in the hell am I going to keep up with these guys? And what I was mentioning earlier, the crowd favorite went before me, and he wowed the hell out of everybody, including the host. So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, how in the hell I'm going to follow that? So I buckled down and I just chilled out for a little bit. I noticed that the people that were going on, that was moving forward to the main event, they wound up leaving. That's the one thing that you don't do. I'm gonna give you a tip. When you're at a preliminary battle, stay from the beginning to the end, because you can scope out your competition. A lot of those producers that got their assignment, they left. So the producers that was going after them, like myself, you wouldn't know what I'm going to come with.
Facts.
So when I finally got on stage, I battled a guy from Seattle. It was literally nobody in the crowd, but I wowed the heck out of the judges. The judges were Keisha Lee, T Minus, and Heat Makers. And they told me that I was going to go to the main event, so now it was official.
You pass me the chips.
Battle MF Beats.
Okay. My fat ass needs some snacks, man. Clearly.
Well, I'm nervous as heck. They finally called my name. I'm battling a guy from Seattle, and I'm walking on stage. We have to do the coin toss. I actually won the coin toss, so the guy from Seattle had to go first. So I'm literally studying his beat, and I knew what exactly to play. And the beat that I played was called Baby. So everybody was clapping. You heard a couple of ladies cheering. That's what you need to look for. If you have the ladies that got you, then you're good. You're golden. So the numbers came up from Heat Makers. Chose me. T Minus, he chose me. Keisha didn't chose me, but it's all good though. I wound up winning one over the guy from Seattle, so he had to play his beat. And I'm studying his material once again. I said, okay, I gotta go hard. I have to put the stamp on it. So I have to let them know that I'm here. So that beat was called September. I meant to call it September, but I spelled it wrong and I just kept it. I said, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the host said, "Do I even have to ask?"
Okay.
He said, "Raise the cards."
Okay.
And so everybody picked me, and Trix was the host. He was saying, "Well, it's official. To see you at the main event." Still, in my eyes, I couldn't believe it. You know,
this is for like the whole kid and caboodle.
This was for the preliminaries.
Okay.
So like, basically the preliminaries, you just getting rid of the like
and
all the
then
producers that don't really have what it takes. Don't take that the wrong way. That's not my
Listen,
word.
Benny, don't apologize. Stay facts. It's called off the lake, not on the beach.
This is true. Well, it was, if I'm not mistaken, Clifton, the promoter, the organizer, he told me that it was 500 submissions that year.
What?
Wow.
500 submissions that year, and it was a total of 2017. It was 64, not including the reserves.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, so it was a long night. It was a very long night.
Boy, good thing you got your Gargamel on. You smurfed their ass.
So, I'm going to the main event, and I'm
This is
excited.
the next day or?
This is going towards the next day. So before I get to that part, I literally was outside smoking a cigarette, just thinking about it, and I just said, you know what? Let me just go on Instagram and tell everybody what's going on. In which I made a video to say that they got me into the preliminaries, and I'm going to the main event. So let's just see how I go. And I said in those words, and that was, I think, about 20 views, 20 or 30 views. I'm gonna tell you how many views I had after. But the main event, now I'm nervous as heck. We go to this big theater, and I got the chance to meet up with a good friend of mine, Lucas, a producer, and we just shared a lot of dialogue regarding music and everything. And that was like another friend that I said, he's pretty cool. All of a sudden, I had to battle him. Like, really, the only friend that I made out here, I have to battle him first. I even told him that. He said, man, it's all good. It's just a competition. I'm like, all right. So finally get on stage. Nervous. I wanted to play like a house beat, just to warm up with the crowd, just to see what everybody's really feeling. I played a house beat. That house beat is called let's see, December 18th.
What are you going to do now, Mrs.
So I did get the approval from the audience. People were clapping, but not as much as I really wanted. But it was still fine in my eyes. Now Lucas played a beat that was dope as hell, and he wound up smacking me in the face with his beat.
Fuck your couches, Lucas.
But this is when I told myself I came to play. I didn't come all the way over here to lose. So I took my scarf off, my Chicago Bears scarf off, laid it on the table, and I played the second beat, which was September. This is the beat that I played in the preliminaries, but it was okay to play those beats again at the main event. So once again, September.
What are you going to do now, Mrs.
45 seconds.
That's a tough sale.
45 seconds?
45 seconds.
I had to play it for 45 seconds, and I wind up wowing the crowd and the judges, and I wind up getting that part of that battle. So it's going on to an overtime round. So
Same judges as before. They all had the cards up.
Yep. They had the cards up, and then they voted for me. So now it's Lucas' turn. He plays a phenomenal beat. But I knew, based on my experience of just being in beat battles, I have to mix it up. So now I play House Party. It's called, July 8th, 2015, House Party.
Old Jawbone.
Going to do now for a sister.
Jawbone.
Old Jawbone.
Party at the house,
knew I
party
knew
at
you.
the house, party at the house.
Facts.
House, party at, party at, party at, party at. House, party at, party at, party at, party. House, party at, party at, party at, party at. House, party at, party at, party at. House.
Benny, let me shake your hand, sir. Shake your hand on that one. Okay, message to Lucas. We with the Sith Empire over here. He just baited your ass. I'm talking the Force.
So I wind up winning that round. I wound up winning the whole part of that first round. So on to the second round. You know, I can't believe it. This is the only thing that I was concerned about, was just footage. I was like, man, I made it I made it past the first round. You know, I got footage. You know what I can do with this? I can finally argue a deal or a publishing deal or whatever. I can do so much stuff with just this first round alone.
Yeah.
So the second round comes. I'm battling what's his brother name? Matty Galaxy. The coin toss was done. I wound up winning that coin toss. So I said, Matty Galaxy, he's going first. He plays an incredible beat. It was clean. It was super clean. But I had a beat. That I have on my beat tape album. It's called Crazy Town. I had a different name for it, so let me take a look at it. Where was it? Let's see. I think it's Spec 17, 2017. I think it's that one. That beat actually sucks. I'm glad I didn't play that one. Okay, I remember. August 7th, 2017. This is the beat that I played against Matty Galaxy.
What are you going to do now for us, Bennie D?
What, nigga? Get the fuck out of here. What? Yo, man. Yo, man.
Quick question. You didn't tweak anything after the first day, or you didn't feel like you had to, did you?
Say again?
You didn't feel like, after that first day, you didn't feel like, oh man, maybe I know I got to go up against this guy tomorrow. Maybe I should tweak it. You didn't, or did you just take the beats as they were? And
I tweaked the drums, and I made sure that the high end wasn't peaking, but just a generalized just tweaking of the drums and everything else. That's what I did. It wasn't like anything specific, because I'm going to a new territory here, like Canada. I really don't know these guys, so I can't really prepare myself. Just say, okay, he's coming with house music, or he's coming with EDM music. You don't. At my mindset, I didn't know. So I just had to generalize, just tweak whatever that I can, so that way it can hit just as hard as as the reference tracks that I've heard. So
That one right there, that shit was fire.
Oh yeah.
I like the one
was
before.
fire.
The one before was super fire.
But that shit, okay, that shit was fire.
appreciate that. Man. Thank you. So the host, he was at a loss of words. He couldn't even say anything. He literally was on the mic. Shit. God. Oh God. Shit. You can see the video. He actually he does that, and then he didn't even create a segue. Really, he just looked at the judges and okay, raise him, man. And then he just nodded, yeah. Bennie D goes on. So
Fire.
So at this time right now, in my mindset, it's feeling like a roller coaster ride. I even told DJ Mel Boogie, the DJ that was up there, I said, this is scary, but it's nice. And I said, oh my God, I got more footage. This is what I care about. It's gonna be 50,000 views. It's gonna be 70,000 views. I can use this. So we take intermissions. We take a break, and that's when everybody started to get to know me. And because I'm a conservative, but being in beat battles, I've learned to talk more and be more out there in the open for just an engagement of a conversation. And I told them where I'm from and who I am and stuff like that. So intermission was over. I get to the stage, a couple of producers battle, and then now I have to battle now. So I picked my beat early. This is something that you shouldn't do. In the beat battle, understand your surroundings before you pick your arsenal. I picked my arsenal, and I was literally looking down, and when I looked up, I'm battling the crowd favorites. Didn't know it. I looked at DJ Mel Boogie, and I said, can I change the beat? She looked at me with a straight face and nodded her head left or right. Nope. Can't do it. Because they already set the rule. You cannot change your beat. Whatever that you pick is final.
Did you ask privately or in front of the whole crowd? Or
I asked privately to DJ Mel Boogie if I can change it, and it was a banner in front of her that hid her from the crowd. So, I mean, it didn't matter anyway because she told me no.
Okay.
But I said, okay, damn. Well, that's it for me. I gotta pack it on up. Made the biggest mistake. But what I told you guys before, to never leave the preliminaries when you got your assignment. Jacob, even though he was a crowd favorite and he had slamming beats, he didn't know how to really come at me. So he had a beat that he played. It was dope. It sonically was on point. But my personal opinion, it did not have a groove. As a producer, we get caught up in just, okay, I'm gonna do this trick, I'm gonna do that trick, the drum rolls, I gotta do this, that, and the third, and put it out there. As a producer listening to it, I understand what you're doing, but as a fan, you want your fan to actually get in the groove of listening to what you have composed. I believe that he didn't have that. I had dope drums and dope melodies to the sample that I did have, and it was melodic, but it had a groove. So the beat that I played was let's see, However You Need Me.
is this all on the same day?
Yep, all on the same day.
This is the one you wanted to change?
That's a slapper right
This
there.
is the one you wanted to change?
Back to reality. Back to however you want to.
lights, man.
What?
Man. He told me to cut it.
Yeah, because it was I'm sorry about that. It was 45 seconds. So I was just thinking about how it was at the battle. But
they cut it off shorter?
yeah, they cut it off at 45 seconds for the battle.
This ain't the battle, baby.
We all got mad. We all look like we were
Okay, this is motherfucker off the lake, man.
So I came in, I make niggas mad. And
Okay. Motherfucking Lionel, what's going on over there, baby?
My fault.
Okay.
But when the beat ended at the battle, Heat Makers had to pick first because Trix, the host, he wanted everybody to pick individually because it was so even. So Heat Makers chose me, and then Trix walked to Keisha Lee, which is the engineer. She chose Jacob. So it was up to T- on who was going to actually go forth and battle in the 4th round. And T- was just about to pick Jacob, but he changed his mind and then he picked me.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Sidebar. What did you do to piss off Keisha Lee that she would not pick you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't do it.
But she been against him the whole time.
Right, from the preliminaries.
She ain't got he ain't got a Keisha Lee joke. Keisha Lee gonna make me 5 heartbeats. You read you. My office hours are from 9 to 5.
I don't know. I didn't do anything to it.
Oh man.
You know, there's no hard feelings.
It'd
and
be like
everything.
that.
It's just
Though.
a battle.
We get it.
So,
It's all fun. You know?
yeah, so everybody was giving me just praising me on just going to the 4th round. Even Lucas, that I won against in the 1st round, he was jumping up and down like, man, oh my God, you won this round. People were clapping. It reminds you, it's like 400 people in the crowd. I'm a conservative. I just wanted to walk away from the stage.
Okay.
Let me just do me. But 4th round is here, and I'm going against the second crowd favorite, which is Zaro. Zaro came all the way from South Africa.
I'll be
Wow,
damn,
that's
baby.
fresh.
This
That's dope.
producer battle, world beat battle, has gotten a lot of attention.
For sure.
USA, New Zealand, UK, South Africa, all over. So, like, you could look at the numbers. Like, to be honest, the numbers don't lie. You see 2 million views, 3 million views. Everybody
what it
wants to be a
is.
part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm battling Zaro. He plays a hip hop beat that's dope as heck. But I already picked my beat. I can't change it. It's final. But the one thing that I was thinking of was, okay, I played a house beat. I played a trap beat. I played some crazy ass shit. I played what I think is a hit record because it sounds good to me. Like, what did I not play? And I thought to myself, oh, you know what? I wasn't playing anything melodically. Let me do that. So I wound up picking, let's see, which beat is that? I think, damn it, which one was it? Oh, Bennie D, January 20th. they wound up picking me, the judges picked me, and Trix, the comedian, the host, Trix wanted me to come to the front of the stage and tell everybody what's really going on. And what was really going on was the fact that I came in as a reserve, not guaranteed to be in the battle. And this is what he said. He came in, he flew here, hung in there, he got in, and now he's in the finals. Y'all need to make some noise for Bennie D. And everybody was like just loud. It just got completely loud, clapping, yelling, cheering. And now this is the finals.
Wait, before you move on, did Keisha Lee vote on you this time?
Keisha didn't vote it. She didn't vote it. I have the videos. Like everything what I say, I have the videos too.
You talking about a tough sale.
You had to like accidentally flicker off or something.
I'm not a mean guy. Like I'm really not. It takes a lot to piss me off. Like literally, you have, like if I had a dog, you have to run over my dog to piss me off. Like
Okay, you pulled it on her Cheerios.
Now you heard that from him, not me, animal lovers. You heard that. Got to run over his dog.
Yeah, for me to get pissed off. That's how much I would love my dog.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, the finals. I'm going against a guy.
Is this another day or the same day?
Same day. This is the
So
last.
the whole thing is in one day?
The whole thing is in one day.
Damn.
Yeah, like I said, 400 people in the crowd. You have a couple of people that's on the balcony. That's
Is
well
it only
known.
one main stage, or is it a bunch of battles going on in different parts of the building?
One main stage. One
That's
main
dope.
stage.
That's
Camera
dope.
crews, all that good stuff.
That's dope.
So the finals, I'm going against a guy that already has a good name for himself. Just already have, like, from what I heard, publishing deals and also a song deal with I believe it's Trey Songz. And his name is K Beats. I'm going against the top-notch dude. So I knew that I had to bring it. I was just glad that the crowd was receiving me, you know, not as like, you know, a shy type of guy, or not like a cocky personality type of dude. Was just receiving me like, okay, this guy makes some really good beats. So coin toss, I wind up losing that one. So the odds are really against me. I'm in a foreign country. The odds are not in my favor with the coin toss, but I have to bring the heat. So the first beat that I chose was a beat called Yeah. It was more like a test beat. Like I wanted to see how people will really react to this beat. I felt like it felt good to me as I played it, but I just don't think it was enough. Nevertheless, I picked it, and it's called Yeah. It's called Yeah. Everybody gave me the stamp of approval, and I knew at that moment, I'm like, okay, this beat can go. So I played that, But K Beats had something else in mind that he played with a well-known sample, and he literally wowed the crowd. And well, Heatmakers voted for me, but T Minus and Keisha Lee voted for K Beats. And so I had to go back to my DJ table with DJ Mel Boogie and figure out, what do I need to do to wow the crowd? What do I have left? And I was sweating my tail off. Like, really, I didn't know what to pick. I didn't know what to do. But I said, you know what? I've gotten this far, and I'm proud of myself. I'm going to continue to have fun. Let me play something that was just, I don't know, get everybody just dancing and grooving. So I picked a beat called Friday Night. DJ Mel Boogie told me that beat saved my ass. It literally did.
I can see that.
Yeah,
He
so
was in the crates on that one.
yeah. So like they wound up picking me. Now it's going into overtime. K Beats wound up playing a beat. Well, it's gonna sound funny, but he in this sample, he sampled The Office. I forgot the brother's name. I mean, what's the guy's the main character's name off of Office? What's his name?
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott, I believe. Okay.
The boss?
You talking about Steve Carell?
Yeah. So it was an episode where he was talking about Donald Trump, and how he cut that was he put it in the beat, Donald Trump, no, and then, he had that in the beat, and I'm looking at him like, I don't like him either, man. That don't really hurt me. But he played the beat nonetheless. Trick said, that's some different shit. I know how this goes. Then judges, and then they raised the cards up. It was in my favor. So now I have to go ahead and play my beat, and I had a couple of beats left over, but I'm thinking, okay, I did all that. The one beat that I did not play was, I don't know, maybe like a West Coast joint. Let's see how they listen to this. Let's see how they react to this. So the beat that I played, it's the reason why I named it this. It's called Stupid Kids Outside.
So what are you going to do now for us, Mr. Bennie D?
Like that beat, I set the bar so high that Trix had to stop the whole battle and say, "That was hot. Hold on, that was hot." Then he said, "KB, do you have fire to match that? Give it to me." KB played his beat, and I was just thinking like, oh well, it was fun while it lasted. He played his beat, and now the judges have to decide on who was going to win the battle. And so when they did, they held up the number 1 card. I thought K Beast was number 1. That's why, like, if you see the video, I paused because I thought he won. Because I was wondering, like, why the hell is everybody looking and pointing at me? I'm like, oh, I won. So, but all the trials and tribulations of not winning and always being disappointed, going through just a lot of shit in my life, it came to me all at once, and that's when you seen the tears come down my eyes, because those were tears of joy, because I finally did something and I completed it, and I wound up getting the trophy. It meant so much to me. You know, I tried to stop crying. I was telling myself, man, Benny, be a man, stop crying. What you doing, man? What you doing? Stop crying. I finally, the tears stopped flowing. I looked up, Clifton, the organizer, hands the trophy to me. It started to come down again. I'm like, man, I just couldn't believe I did not listen to people. I listened to what I wanted to do and what I seen myself doing for the past years, of not only winning beat battles or being a respected producer, period, because I work damn hard every freaking day. Like, I lost sleep, stressed out, trying to make the beat that's right, trying to make that perfect sound, because it only takes one song, one beat, in order for you to go from 0 to 100. That feeling was no other, because of all the stuff that I've been through in my life. And it was a moment. It captured the attention of a lot of people. 2 weeks after that whole battle, people were calling me, sending me messages saying, "Benny, they're still talking about you. It's been 2 weeks." And I'm gonna tell you right now, my Instagram has shot the hell up. When I finally got back to the hotel, I couldn't sleep because I was just looking at the trophy. My friend Eder, he videotaped everything, but he was asleep by the time we got there. He was like, "Yeah, Benny, you won." Well, I just sat there on my bed in the hotel room, looking at the trophy, like, this shit can't be real. Like, I can't believe it myself. As I'm looking at my old beat up phone, it's dinging, like ding, 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 ding. Everybody's talking about me. I went from like struggling with 120 followers to all of a sudden 600 followers in like a couple of freaking minutes. And everybody say, "Man, congratulations, your story is dope. I can't believe you going this far, and they sunk you in as a producer, as far as being a reserve, and you killed shit." And that video that I mentioned earlier, as far as me only having 20 views, now it has like close to 1,700 views of just me talking about me being in the battle and not knowing what the hell is going to happen. Yeah, so it was a phenomenal feeling, great feeling. I went for my dream, and I didn't listen to anybody. With the little money that I did have, you never, don't pay attention to all those naysayers. Don't pay attention to them. Do what's best for you, period. You look at yourself in the mirror every night and ask yourself, do you want more? Do you want more? If the answer is yes, there it is.
And there you have it, people.
I got a question. When you do the battles, do you generally take the same beats, or do you like to switch it up?
When I go to different beat battles, I switch it up. I definitely switch it up. I don't play the same beats. If I'm going to the same beat battle, like I did for Battle of the Beat Makers when I had to return in 2018, I had brand new beats. You do. I just felt like as a producer, you would lose a lot of credibility if you try to play the same beats over and over again.
Yeah.
You have to change it up and make great music. I was already on top. I won that battle. So everybody was gunning for me. They already knew what I could, that I was capable of making. So I need to create something else. I lost sleep, and I'm gonna tell you like this. Once again, I'm a conservative, but I'm gonna speak out on it. Like, I was so, still am, passionate about my music. You have to take care of yourself. And I wasn't taking care of myself. I was drinking coffee. I wasn't drinking that much water. I wound up going into the hospital just because I had a bad muscle spasm. You know, lack of sleep and lack of water would do that to you. Don't sacrifice your health. You hear a lot of gurus that say no sleep. Fuck that. No, you need to have your 6 to 8 hours of sleep. It's called REM, random access memory.
Yeah.
You need to have that in your life in order for you to function. That's when your white blood cells is kicking in and actually restoring. Well, let's just not talk about school and all that right now, but just to the fact that you need your sleep, because you cannot work productively if you only had 2 hours of sleep. I understand the hustle.
Go ahead and break it down for us.
No, I'm just saying this. I understand the hustle. I understand the mindset of that. But if you don't have any sleep, what good are you? It's like me. I drive a school bus. What does it look like if I only get 3 hours of sleep? God forbid I can get into an accident with these kids. I have to have sleep in order for me to do my job. Period. So, get your sleep and then organize your time. That's a lot of things that's one thing that people don't really do. And I did that myself. I didn't organize my time. You know, if you gotta, me personally, I might have like a shitty neighbor upstairs that they need quiet time at 8 o'clock. If I come home at 5:30, I know that I have 2.5 hours to make beats. Or I might have 2 hours just because I want to make something to eat and wind down. So I know to put together the drums, make sure it sounds great, and I know that the melodies is going to be like a little bit easier for me because I can put the headphones on. But as long as the drums are smacking, I'm good.
Like, what prizes did you get outside of the trophy?
The prizes that I got outside of the trophy was DJ 808. It's a big DJing turntable station. I was so concerned on how the hell I'm gonna bring that back because I had no money, and I'm looking at Eder like, how the hell we gonna do this, man? He was like, Benny, relax again, relax. I brought extra cash, okay, calm down. I'm like, all right. So I got the DJ 808, and I also got the MPC Touch. That bad boy is something else.
Okay.
I did get a cash prize. It was like in US dollars, it was like $760, I think. What else did I get? What else did I get?
Shout out to Adar, man. You're a damn good friend.
Yeah, Eder, like I paid him back. He wanted his money back. But I definitely paid him back. Like as soon as we got paid from the job, I did that. So yeah, DJ 808, FPC Touch, the trophy, and I had a trip to go to LA to work with Wonder Girl.
Oh shit.
So how did that go? That's a huge moment. How could you not talk about that?
From those sounds, it didn't go good.
Well, okay. All right, can we take intermission?
Damn.
I gotta get my head together.
That's how you know it's gonna be a hit story. You need a 5 minute?
Yeah, just a 5
minute?
5 to 7 minutes.
Yo.
Check.
Yeah.
1 2 1 2.
All right. Back from the cocaine break.
I got nothing to do with me.
That's that good shit.
That's I don't know what the hell that is. Shit.
Yeah, okay. Got to take a brief intermission, but starting where we left off. You work with Wonder Girl. Give us a little synopsis of what went on with that.
Okay. Now the prize. I told you about the DJ 808, and I told you about the MPC Touch, and also the trophy and the cash prize. And now I have a winning for to go to LA to work with Wonder Girl. So I'm excited. I'm telling the promoter, the head organizer, Clifton, how excited I am. So speed up the process. February hits. They sent me the email as far as the tickets and the hotel. I'm staying in La Quinta Inn. Hey, shout out to La Quinta Inn because that is a good hotel. Like breakfast was included. The breakfast was slamming. Okay. When I touched down in LA, I gave a call to a good friend of mine named Money, and I told him, I asked him, is it possible if you can give a call to the connection that you do have in LA so that way I can work with the artist that you were mentioning about? And Money said, cool, I can go ahead and make that happen. So we did, and I appreciate him for that. Mm-hmm. So we're in LA. Now, the first thing that we did, we went to the beach. It was, I think it's, how you say, Venice Beach? Venice Beach. That bad boy was nice. You had to pay to get in.
What?
Yeah. It was packed. I don't know what was happening that day, but it was packed. So I went down there, I had a good time. And you know what? Before I speak about the whole Wonder Girl situation, let me tell you this little situation that happened. Now, in 2012, she won the Battle of the Beatmakers. And because I was such a fan, I followed her and I was talking to her. It seemed like we were like kids in the sandbox. We were having a conversation. Everything was going great. I was saying a couple jokes. She was laughing online on Facebook. We were just talking to each other, just having a conversation. So in 2013, I wound up talking to her again on Facebook because I got my stuff together. And it went from kids in the sandbox to like one-word conversation. So I get it because, she was a teenager at the time. So, all the conversations were like, yeah, okay, yes, no. But I get it though. No harm, no foul. So the day of the main event, everybody was swarming her because she is like that woman. Like she's that lady that's like holding stuff down. She did a record with Jay-Z. She did a record with Travis Scott. Like everybody swarmed her. But I seen on the sideline as I was on the stage, I said, you know what? Let me wait until everybody else disperse, and then I can go ahead and talk to her. So I wind up like having a conversation when I said, yo, you remember me? I'm Bennie D. I was talking to you on Facebook. For some odd reason, she thought I was saying I was quote unquote controlling her Facebook, and I had the weird awkward face like no. And I told her no, I didn't say that. I said I was talking to you on Facebook. But she shrugged me off and said, that's been a long time ago. That was a long time ago. So it was like a kind of an awkward moment. So I had to say, let me just go ahead and focus on the battle. So when I won, Clifton's right-hand man, Crane, had asked me did I wanted to take a picture with Wonder Girl. And I said not really. So Crane looked at me like, why the hell did you just say not really? Why would you not want to take a picture? But it was because of the conversation that we had beforehand, because I looked at her as like a superhero. You know what I'm saying? So when she just shrugged me off, I was like, no, that's not cool. Like, why would you do that? It's like, so I had to put that into perspective before we talk about the LA thing. Mm-hmm. So before I say this, I'm not disrespecting Wonder Girl. I'm not saying anything bad. This is just what happened. So, we finally get to the hotel. We finally get to the studio. I I forgot the studio's name. Sorry about that. But I'm standing outside, and Wonder Girl pulls up in an Uber. So I looked at her. I said, "Hey, Wonder Girl, what's going on?" You know, I'm just happy to see her. You know, I can't wait to work. You know, even though I don't have a laptop, but I still have my external hard drive with all my good sounds and stuff, and then we can do some stuff with my external hard drive. So as I'm talking to her, she's kind of like dismissing me, saying, you know, "Where's Clifton?" You know, the organizer. I'm like, "Well, he's in the studio." And then every time I tried to talk to her and say, you know, "Well, how was your trip?" And, you know, just making casual conversation, she would cut me off and say, you know, "How do you open up this door? Is it a number lock?" And yada yada yada. And I'm like, "Man, you know, I just wanted to have a conversation with you, but let me call Clifton right now. Let me get him to the door so he can open up the door." But I paid no mind to it. You know, maybe she was just tired, jet lagged. I don't know. So we get into the studio. She asked me if I smoke weed, and I said, "No, I can't smoke weed because of my job." So she looked at me and she asked, as a music producer, and I looked at Clifton. We both started laughing because Clifton already know. And I said, "No, like, I'm a school bus driver. I got a 9-to-5 job. I can't smoke weed. What you talking about? I can't do that." So I guess it was kind of a slight embarrassment, just because, you know, I'm a 9-to-5 worker. I gotta pay my bills. Is what I said before.
Never be embarrassed about that, brother.
Yeah. So anyway, we she unpacked. She has like 3 laptops with her. She wanted me to play my beats first, so I said, you know, I don't have a laptop, so I have my external hard drive. So I hooked my external hard drive into her laptop so that way I could play the beats and everything. So I'm playing the beats. She's saying, "Nice, I like those. Nice. Those are nice drums." Like every beat that I play. So the console, I'm sitting in front. She's sitting behind me, along with Clifton, on the couch, just like how we're sitting now. Mm-hmm. And she opens up her other laptop, and I guess she Skyped somebody, and it sounded like Boy Wonder because I recognized his voice. So I looked at her and I stopped the beat and I said, "Well, you know, do you need any time to, you know, have a conversation, or, you know?" Because me personally, if you need my attention, I put, just like what I did now, I put my phone down and you got all of me. Mm-hmm. I might have my coffee in my hand, but nothing else is going to distract me. I need to understand who you are and what are you trying to come up with as far as this whole beat or this whole cipher, this whole session. Mm-hmm. So I asked her that, and she said, "You know, Benny, I'm listening." So I turned around and I played my beats some more for like literally 45 minutes, playing all of my beats. So I scooted to the left side because she wanted to play her beats. So I was listening, and I told her, I said, "I heard that beat before." And then she looked at me and she asked me, "How did I hear that beat?" And I said, "Well, Wonder Girl, you got to be very careful, because if you go online on Instagram, people can take your video feed and then put it on their video feed. So you have to be very careful of that." I'm just only caring about the situation. I'm not trying to tell her what to do.
You're looking out.
Yeah. So she said, "I'm 4 steps." What did she say? I'm 4 steps I'm 4 steps ahead of everyone." I didn't question what the hell she meant by that, but I just left it alone. I said, "Okay, that's all right. I'm just letting you know." So she started to play more beats, and then I started to really listen to the notations, the cadence of the beat, because I studied music theory. I went to school for music theory, so I know staccato, I know the minor manipulation, I know all the key points of what you will play in the piano. If you want to play D minor, if you want to play C major, you want to play some happy notes, if you want to play some sad notes, or yada yada yada. So I told her, I said, "You must have been at a beach when you played, or when you made this beat." She literally had her eyes open and said, "Benny, how in the hell do you know that?" I said, "Because of the notations that you played. Because it sounded like you were out in the open, and the notations was kind of like, it was free out in the open, and it's more calm, more at peace." And Clifton in the back of me, he said, "Benny, I don't know how you doing this, but you're batting 1,000 right now. I said, well, I'd study music theory. It's very interesting to me. So everything was going pretty decent until this point. I know a video of where Neo and Just Blaze had a bet. If Just Blaze would lose that bet, then Just Blaze has to give Neo a beat for free. And the joke was with what Neo said, I don't want the B-list beats, I want that allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove, I want one of those beats. And Just Blaze was laughing, it was funny as hell. So I used that joke to, just to conversate more, and I said, let me listen to a Jay-Z beat or Eminem beat, because I know producers got that one tucked away. It didn't go so well, because she stopped her laptop, and she looked at me with a stern face and said, what are you talking about? I said, I had to explain what I've seen on YouTube as far as Neo and Just Blaze and the joke.
Oh, and she must have took it like you were saying.
She didn't took it as a joke. She did not at all. And she looked at me, and then she looked down and said, I'm playing beats, chill. Now, I'm a grown-ass man. You don't tell a grown-ass man to fucking chill. Now, it's two ways that you can use that. Like, if somebody's at a club and somebody got that thing on them, it happens. Somebody got that thing on them, and I get into an altercation with that guy, and somebody says, Bennie D, hey man, chill, man, bro, chill, because you don't want nothing to happen to you. That's caring about me. Or you got another way of, like, you sunning somebody, like, I got this, and you need to chill out and relax. It was that way. So when she started to play her beat, I walked out, because I needed some air, and I needed to calm myself down. I said, Bennie, this is an opportunity. I know I feel this way. I want to be on some Chi-Town shit and treat the shit out of her. But don't do that. That's not the way to go. So with 5 minutes of me just regrouping, I came back in. You can literally hear a pin drop because the vibe was so off. She started watching YouTube videos. Clifton wanted to change the whole situation, which was a great idea. He wanted to get something to eat. I said, cool. So we left the studio. We were walking. They were walking in front of me. I was trying to play catch up on some little brother shit. And Clifton wound up turning right. And Wonder Girl was about to turn right as well. But I told Clifton, like, dude, you parked over here to the left side. Clifton was like, I know why I parked and yada, yada, yada. And I looked at Wonder Girl because she was between us, and I looked at Clifton, and I said, dude, I'll be at your car. So as I was walking, I looked at Wonder Girl on the right side of me because she didn't know what to do. She was like, oh my God, what do I want to do? Like, should I walk with Clifton or should I walk with Benny? And Clifton listened to me, and he said, okay, well, you said that we parked over there, and then they walked together while I was walking in front. 5 to 10 seconds later, we were at his car. And I told Clifton, I said, I know I talk a lot, but I be right a lot. So it's just, I don't just talk for nothing. So I don't know if he probably took that a wrong way, but give me my credit. Like, I have to pay, like, in Chicago, you have to pay attention. Before gentrification on the north side, literally, if you walk one block, you're in GD territory. You walk another block, you're in BD territory. You walk another block, Spanish GD territory. You walk another block, maniacs. You need to watch where the hell you walking to, because it could be a fucked up day for you. Okay. Excuse my language. But when I'm getting to the car, I open up the passenger door for Wonder Girl because chivalry isn't dead, ladies and gentlemen. It's not dead. We just don't use it often.
He's speaking for himself. Chivalry's been dead for some years.
But maybe I'm the only one. Hey, man. Maybe I'm the only one.
Nah, you ain't, man. Nah, not at all. I just opened the door for a young lady not too long ago.
Yeah, so
yo, real shit.
Yeah,
hold on, nigga.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Try to do it. What the fuck was that?
You got the spotlight now.
Nah, it's all you. I ain't even gonna do it. Nah, chivalry isn't dead. But back to it. You open the door for Wonder Girl.
Yeah, I opened the door for Wonder Girl. She decided to go in the sit in the back seat, and I said, okay, that's kind of odd, but all right. We drove down to a place to get something to eat. It was called Greens, I believe it was called. That was the restaurant. But we parked at a tow zone, and I told Clifton, I said, yo, I gotta wait at this car because I don't want this car to get towed. He just waved me off like, yeah, you go do that. I'm like, why the hell you talking to me like that? Why you treating me like that? I said, you know what, never mind. I'm gonna wait by the car because I care about the whole damn group. So I text Clifton, I said, you know, I still got my debit card on me. I mean, I could run in there and give you the debit card so that way I could pay for my food. He said, you give me on the next go around. So I said, okay, cool. We get back in the car. I noticed that the vibe was still off. So knowing me, I make jokes. I make jokes just to break the ice. You know, I don't want the ride to be off. I don't want the vibe to be off. So I just started making jokes about tacos. And it's gonna sound a bit racist. It's gonna sound a bit bogus, but the joke was, if I don't hear the music in the restaurant, then I'm not eating they goddamn tacos. So Clifton was laughing. You know, both of us, we were just laughing hysterically. And Clifton was like, yeah, man, I love tacos, man. Tacos be so damn flame, and yada, yada, yada. So one of the girls said, after the joke, I don't even like tacos. And I glanced at her and I said, what woman does not like tacos? That's like the go-to for a date. Like, I don't understand. And then I looked back at her and I said this. I said, you're weird. That's not a good thing to say because, look, you have to get to know me. I don't mean anything by it. I don't. But it's just, I was just trying to break the ice, and that made it worse.
Man.
I ain't mad because it's been a tough outing out there.
Hell no.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you because I'd have said the
You
same
wasn't in
shit.
the wrong at all. But it is funny as fuck.
No, man.
It was
I'd have said the same shit.
it's right. It's in so many ways, but it's wrong in so many ways
It's wrong.
too.
Because look at it, and I wasn't there. But you do. You got to play it a certain way.
Yeah.
You do. It just is what it is. It's unfortunate, but you do. You got to play it. Damn.
Right. When I'm around
Of course you'd have said that shit.
I would've
Right.
said that
Hell
shit.
yeah.
When I'm around my people,
But you
I'm
wouldn't
around
even
my-
gave her the respect to look back at her. You'd have just looked straight like, man, she weird as fuck. Man. She weird as fuck. Who don't like no fucking taco? Tacos.
yeah.
She had been mistreating him the whole
Taco.
time.
Right.
I mean, you was doing a great job.
Right.
You my hero with that real one.
Tacos.
Say the whole damn trip with that.
Fucking taco.
I know this is gonna
Like
go
taco.
viral. Oh God.
Man.
So once again, it's quiet as hell in the studio. You can hear a pin drop. She asked me, I ordered a chicken sandwich. So she asked me, how's the chicken sandwich? I said, it's pretty good. You want some? And she said, no. And I was thinking in the back of my mind. I didn't say it. I was
You don't
thinking
like chicken tacos neither? With your weird ass. Okay?
I thought you was gonna be like,
Fucking
you
weird.
ain't fucking getting none anyway. I thought you
Like
was just going
chicken.
all the way gangster. I didn't know.
So like Clifton, he just like, okay, I gotta save this session.
Man.
So Clifton asked if he can bring some of the producers that were in the battle to the studio because they were in town. So I said, yeah, that's cool. That's no problem. So they came. It was Jacob, the crowd favorite that I mentioned before, and it was also Maddie Galaxy from the second round. And Jacob brought his girl. Wonder Girl went into the A room while we stayed in the B room, and it's like I said, nothing to go against Wonder Girl, but it's just the vibe completely changed from a pin, you can hear a pin drop, to everybody's partying, slapping fives and
That's what's up.
talking good music. And Jacob was showing me the new talent that he was working with, and I was giving my critique, and I was playing my beats. We was having a good time. And then when the girl came back to the B room, and everybody kind of wanted to leave, and like it was nothing more that I can do, because I tried to make a beat off of Matty Galaxy's laptop, but he had an Apple, and this was before Fruity Loops 20, so you couldn't use. I mean, you could with a what's it called, an emulator? Yeah, with an emulator, but his computer would crash every time that you would do that for Fruity Loops. So I'm making a beat, everybody's in the groove, and then all of a sudden this computer crashed. So it's basically like a failed session. Everybody wanted to pack up and go home, and I'm talking to one of the girls, and I'm saying, the beat that you did like, I could send you the stems. And as I was telling her this, she was shaking her head. And then I looked at her, I said, I guess you don't want me to send you the stems. And then she was like, no, I'm listening. So she was just, I kind of took that like, she just wanted to have this session to be over when she shook her head. But I think that part, I took that a little bit too far. I thought about it a little bit too much. But she was walking to the A room, and we were walking out. I still wanted to give her a hug and say, I appreciate the opportunity. And when we got outside, I talked to Matty Galaxy. I was just telling him to, send me some stamps so that way we could work on some stuff together. And then when I got in the car with Clifton, I told Clifton, I said, look, man, I got to take over this trip because this shit is not working. So that connect that my friend Money told me about, I said, yo, we got to go to Compton. So I'm talking to the CEO of Black Ops Militia, that record label. And ladies and gentlemen, Compton is real. No joke. No joke. I'm gonna tell you how goofy I was. I'm gonna tell you how dumb I was. I'm gonna tell you this shit.
Your ass went in there with some motherfucking red.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this dumb ass shit. I was at the hotel, and I was like, I gotta make sure I'm dressed right.
And you wearing motherfucking blood colors.
I went to Compton, right? I went to Compton. I'm looking at all my clothing. I'm like, fuck, I got black and red shoes. Ain't this a bitch? And I got a Crenshaw shirt on. I'm like, man, I hope he just forgive this goofy ass out of towner.
They know you wasn't from here.
Just forgive me, please. So I'm going up. I'm meeting up with the CEO of Black Ops Militia. I'm talking to him. Everything is good. And then I talked to the rapper that I needed to talk to. We vibing. He's a good dude. We were chilling in his house. I was playing some beats, and he was ready to go. He said, Benny, I like your beats. It was him and his peoples, and they was giving me the 411 as far as the publishing and everything like that whatsoever. And I'm a fair guy. I'm always a fair guy. I don't never burn my bridges, because that's how I feel like I could actually venture somewhere without looking over my shoulder, because I always make sure that other person is eating when I'm eating. I would never in my freaking life eat steak and potatoes while somebody that worked with me is eating ramen noodles. That's not in my DNA. Nice. So I meet up with the rapper. Everything is going well, and I'm gonna tell you who this rapper is. It's gonna really boggle your mind. But we get done with that situation, and Clifton wanted me to go to Crenshaw. This is how I got the shirt. Clifton wanted me to go to Crenshaw to meet, hopefully, with the late great Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul. And we got there, and I met his brother, and his brother is super cool. He said, Nipsey, he's out and about, he's taking care of errands at the time, so just come back later. And I was talking to this one other artist that was in there, and then I saw that the notice on the counter, they had a glass of Kush. And I'm like, oh my God, that looks so good. So the rapper was telling me, I forgot his name, I apologize. he's telling me, he's like, man, there's a dispensary around the corner. I'm like, man, don't tell me that. I gotta stay clean for my job. Don't tell me that, please. So we wound up going back to the hotel. This is when I started to call people, and I noticed that, you know what? I have Focus number. Focus is Dr. Dre's bassline player. Made great music. I talked to him, and I let him know that I was in town, and it would be great if we could just have a sit down conversation. I mean, I'll pay for lunch. Producers, you want to... Everybody's time is valuable. If you don't have money like that, it's understandable. Offer something. Offer something that's valuable. Like, it might be lunch. The person that you want to talk to, they probably didn't eat for that day or whatnot. I don't know. But offer something, because it makes you look better than just being a person. I just want to just take from you all the time. Let me just go ahead and... They get that all the time. They get that all the time. So the first day I called him up. You know, nothing didn't really happen. We were talking, but nothing didn't really happen. Went to Crenshaw again for the next day. You know, Nipsey still wasn't there, and I was kind of getting aggravated, and I'm like, man, like, I really want to make something happen. I'm just not here just for the trip. So I get back to the hotel, and I'm just basically in my mind just saying, you know what, fuck it. Let me just go ahead and sip on something and just chill out. I'm talking to a good friend of mine, Andre, and all of a sudden I hear my phone, like, with a message. I look on the phone, it's Focus's studio, like the address to the studio. I told my friend Andre, dude, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'll call you back. Whatever we talking about, it got to wait. He was like, man, do your thing. So I hung up the phone. I literally ran out my hotel room full force to his hotel room, banging on his door. Get your ass up. Hurry up. We got an opportunity. So he opens the door. I'm like, yeah, we got an opportunity. I look on the counter. I didn't know you drink, but we got an opportunity. I'm like, shit, how in the hell we gonna get there? Because I'm tipsy and you kind of tipsy too. What the fuck? So, oh my God, don't drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that. Please don't. But
He's speaking for himself.
Don't do that. I'm speaking for everybody. Don't do that.
Have a couple of shots and enjoy yourself.
Don't freaking do that, man. But anyway, like, I'm trying to sober up and get some water in me, because I don't want folks to look at me as a fucking alcoholic or some shit. I don't know what the hell ever. So we like hitting it on the highway, going like 85 miles an hour. I'm looking at Clifton like, hurry up. Go faster. This is an opportunity that I don't want to miss. So we wound up getting to Focus's studio, and my phone stopped ringing. And I thought to myself, and I told Clifton, I said, let me get out the car so Focus can lay his eyes on me, so he just knows that I'm not on bullshit. So let me walk around and let me just put my phone in my hand and walk around, just to let him know, like, hey, like, I'm here. I hope you remember me from a couple of beat battles ago in 2014 in Chicago. So he calls me immediately, tells me to pull around in the parking lot. We walk into this big warehouse. He has a section off with his room, his studio. And when I walked in, motivation just went up the roof. Plaques upon plaques on the wall. Double platinum here, triple platinum there, platinum there. I'm like, I just want one of those, just one. We had a great conversation. He was listening to my beats, and he told me Justin Timberlake would like this beat. I said, oh, don't say that. I started like just levitating, like, you know, you remember the show, you remember the movie Kevin Hart, when he was he had took his phone away, when he took his son's phone away, and the song was like, don't do me like that, daddy, don't do me like that. That's how Well, that was the best part of the trip. It really was. Everything else, like the day after, Clifton had to leave so that way he can go back to Canada. But we had a bad snowstorm, a blizzard, in Park City, Waukegan, North Chicago, Round Lake. We had a bad blizzard. Luckily, they had insurance on my flight, so I was able to stay there for an extra day. So I should have asked for a food voucher, but I didn't. I should have. But Clifton, he had loaned me $20, so that way I could get something to eat. So that was really nice of him to do that. And after that, came back to Waukegan / Park City. You know, gotta go back to the reality. You know, work and pay my bills. And that was the end of that trip. So.
That's man.
Was it all expenses paid?
Yeah, it was all expenses paid. All expenses paid. I mean, with the trinkets that I bought, the Crenshaw shirt, I bought that, but the food was taken care of. Everything was taken care of. So, for that, Battle of the Beatmakers did take care of me on that level.
Yeah,
so I give them that. I definitely give them that. It's just that the studio session, it just didn't work well. You know, I think about it as you put two big pit bulls in a room with a tennis ball. They're like the ball is bouncing, they're playing around with it, but if they don't know each other, sooner or later they're gonna start barking at each other. So it happens. You know, sometimes you have a good session, and sometimes you might have a shitty session, and just gotta take it, and then just go somewhere else and try to find your next break.
That's what's up. Well, before we go, what we'll have Bennie D do, go ahead and kick us a freestyle if you would like.
Yeah, I rap and shit.
Cool. Appreciate it. Let's see what we got cooking for you.
You could choose
Kick that
choose
shit,
battle.
Okay.
Hell nasty on the beats.
See what I can do. All right. 33 years old, and I've been underground for a minute, but I've been receiving love ever since I started this. I walk with a swagger that's so unexpected. That's why a lot of niggas chose not to respect it, and I get it. They feel what they don't understand, and the ones that put you down, and they're similar to quicksand. I withstand their pressure. I put in my middle finger up for one of my positive gestures, cause I don't wanna be bothered. Bullshit up in life, all I wanna do is stack bread and be with a wife, even though it's gonna be a lot of controversy. That's the pain of coming up, and that's the reason why I'm worried. Coming up in the world, pros and its cons. A lot of people won't love you with handshakes and arms, and you know it. They love to hate you, yet hate to love you. Whenever that you on, Bennie NIE represent Northside. Smooth as ever, common collective, you know I rock so by having my audience touch the sky. Quite an influential yet optimistic type of guy. Little song. Got the album coming though, Therapy. Album coming out, Therapy. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be real nice. Trust me.
Bennie D, ladies and gentlemen. Bennie D Productions. Okay, appreciate you stopping through, man.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Great story. Great story. Great about, coming up and also making decisions about just going ahead and sticking with your gut. And look at it.
And staying humble.
Facts.
Turning negative situations into positives, and not letting the negative.
But don't be
drag
ashamed
down.
to say fuck they couches in the
but you can't call weirdos all the time.
They get offended.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Nah.
Especially fuck they couches.
Nah.
Oh yeah. One thing that I did wanted to say is that I do have articles that's written about me in Wisconsin, also St. Louis. They wrote about me, and is it SoCan or SoCon, the publishing company? They wrote about me too. So be on the lookout. Just type in Bennie D SoCan SoCan, and then you can see the article about me.
Okay.
and I got some. They did a hard copy in St. Louis about their beat battle, Fresh Produce. Shout out to them. And yeah, man, like.
But before you leave, man, shout out your Twitter, your Instagram, Facebook.
Oh yeah, like
Promo,
Instagram. Instagram is Bennie D Production. B is in boy, ENNIE. D is Dennis, PRODUCTION. You got Instagram. I already said that already. I meant, excuse me, Twitter. This is wearing off. Twitter is Bennie D Producti. That's BENNIE PRODUCTI. And Facebook, you can check me out on my fan page. I got more videos. I have more content on there as well. It's Bennie D, BENNIE, the letter D. I'm gonna put some more stuff out. Be on the lookout for Therapy. My album, Beat Tape album, Battle with the Beatmakers Champion, is already out. It's doing numbers. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. So, yeah, just be on the lookout. Follow me. I want to be cool like you. Follow me.
Okay. So Bennie D, Off the Lake. We'll check y'all episode 4. Easy. Okay.
Peace.
It's a wrap, my friend. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, my friend.
Oh, shit, baby.
Oh. It is a wrap, my friend.
Like to say thank you guys, man. I do appreciate it. So it's
Thank
Thank you, man, especially the slow start and sticking with us.
it's all good, man. You know.
Okay. I need a motherfucking Red Bull.
Damn,